Hi, it's Tracy Build. Good morning. So we received a nice little email from someone, and I thought it was a great just training piece because it's very simple. And remember, everything we teach you is simple, 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 but big in the form of results. So this email says, having an agreed upon next action step has made all the difference. It is that we are in this together. You want to help. You're not telling anyone what to do. You're doing it together. I repeat needs back by saying, if I heard you correctly, it sounds like, then recap the visit, get them to nod their head, and then say something like, okay, let's make a plan. And pull out my notepad. I noticed that they sit closer on the edge of their seat and join in on planning the next step. Now that's very simple. But here's the thing, she has a system. And how many times have we talked to you about the next step, next step? See, closing today, as you and I both know, is not like it was yesterday, last year, 2 years. Closing today is a series of small steps, which is why Julie and I have done challenging role plays that are on our members-only website section to help you to understand that closing can be successfully done. Closing is not always just getting the check. Closing is closing on getting them to come back in for a visit tomorrow, getting them to allow you to do a home visit, schedule an assessment, come in and dine with the resident. We'd like to get the check, of course, today, and you can do that in many cases. But in reality, in this market with intense competition, the educated consumer with access to the internet right at their fingertips, they are going to take a little bit more time. So the person who is organized and clearly communicates what's next in the process is going to be more likely to get the move in. Now, the other thing to think about, which is again very, very simple, is that you have to follow up. And I will tell you, if I was sitting in a room right now with 100 marketing directors and I asked them how many of you follow up with your leads, all of them would raise their hands. But if we went and we looked in their reps or you've got leads or move-in data, we'd find that 50%, if we're lucky, have followed up once, and twice it probably drops down to less than 25%, 3 times, 10%. Guys, it's really bad. And the reason it's bad is people lack time management skills. They're not organized. They're looking for the easy sale, which could be the next person walking in the door. And please don't get mad at me. I'm not saying that you're personally doing this, but I am trying to bring to your awareness how important follow-up is and how easy it is to just kind of let go of leads that really could be prospective move-ins, but they need their hand held. And they need educated. They need to be persuaded through really going back and showing them what their needs are and how your community could provide a very good solution and enhance their quality of life. And the only way you can do that is by drilling down and finding more and more needs and continuing the conversation. So I want to challenge you to ask you to please, please, please make sure you're following our 3-step follow-up right off the bat. Number 1, doing your same-day follow-up call, and if you can get your administrator to do that, as I said, that would be even better. Then doing your next day handwritten thank you note. Then the following day, the follow-up to a visit connection sheet. Don't forget about this incredible tool. It is amazing. And then schedule your next step. If they do not at that time schedule the next step, that is a red flag. Why? Why don't they want to come back in? Why don't they want you to do a home visit? What's going on? And then that next contact, which should be anywhere from 3 to 5 days later, if they did not agree to come in, would be your follow-up to a visit number 2 connection sheet, where you attempt to drill down a little bit more and get them back in for a visit. I'm really stressing these tools because we have to get better at follow-up. The leads that you need, those move-ins that you need right now to fill your building, do you realize they're probably in your existing database? But they need to be nurtured and worked. You can get out your old lead connection sheet. If you're new, you can use the inquiry connection sheet on the leads in that database, but we have to follow up and we have to clearly communicate with people what's the next step. You know, if their health has gotten better, maybe that scare they had went away. Well, I understand that, and that's fantastic. But hey, what's the next step? You did call us. There was a need. God forbid something should happen again. It'd be really nice to know that when that time comes, you do need to make a move. You know where you're going to move. So let's go ahead and talk about getting to know some residents here. Come in and have dinner on us once a week for the next 30 days. Just get to know our staff, our residents, and that way you have peace of mind that when the time comes, you won't be rushing to make such a big decision. You want to engage people in your community. You want them to get to know you, the administrator, your line staff. And this is what's going to build value and actually, believe it or not, get them excited to move. So I challenge you to do what our wonderful student here is doing. Not only following up, but when she's sitting down eyeball to eyeball with people or on the phone with them, she's clearly stating what the next step is. And as a reminder, she's recapping. And she's engaging them in the next step so they feel like they're part of this and that they're not being trivialized or told what to do, but they together with you as a team are deciding, okay, so if I heard you right, you said that this, and this. Mom is, really having a hard time preparing her own meals. You notice that as a result, she's losing weight, which is causing great concern with the entire family. Is that correct? Well, yes. And you also mentioned that you feel like as a result, her energy levels have been very, very low and she's been sleeping a lot more. Is that right? Yes. Well, just as we talk about that, there's a couple things that I would like to suggest we do as we begin to talk about this move-in process. And number one is let's get her in here tomorrow for lunch and we'll make something delicious. What is her favorite food of all time? So you begin having this conversation. Now they get excited about planning this wonderful lunch for Mom. It's not just lunch, it's her favorite food of all time. And it might be a root beer float with strawberry ice cream versus vanilla. Who knows? That's what the family can tell you. So strategize, slow down, review that next step with the family, and follow up, and you will earn the sales needed to fill your building. I want you to have a fabulous day. Remember to think about your thoughts. You're grateful for being full. You're on your way there. Think it, believe it, and see it happen. Keep your focus on that which you want to occur. Don't let those negative thoughts get in the way. And if you have to come back and see me again, I'm right here on these podcasts. Thanks, and have a fantastic move-in filled day.